fascinating look into the mind of convicted felon and one-time double murder suspect O.J. Simpson. New, never-before-seen home video shot by O.J.'s former agent depicts Simpson as a manipulator and a pretty bad actor. The clip we're about to see was obtained exclusively by the show True Crime on the Investigation Discovery Network in September of 1997, about 10 months before O.J.'s Los Angeles home was demolished. He apparently wanted to capture some quote-unquote real moments on video. Check this out as O.J. instructs his agent, Mike Gilbert, who's doing the camera work, to stage a paparazzi intrusion.
Hey, Mike, I want you to go over there and shoot over the fence, walk through the gate, so I can give you the old
bird
private property. Hey, this is private property. Come on, man, look. Come on, man, give me a break. Come on, guy. Come on.
Everything about this moment is staged.
Oh, man, that's real classy. Take care.
That gives me the creeps. Makes you wonder how many of the paparazzi run-ins we see almost daily are staged. By the way, the house in this video is the infamous Rockingham residence you, of course, remember from the time of O.J.'s double murder trial in the 90s. By 1997, he was so deep in debt, the bank had to take ownership, and the rest is history. Straight out to my fantastic guest in an exclusive primetime interview, I am joined by Mike Gilbert, O.J. Simpson's former agent, as well as Aphrodite Jones, investigative journalist and host of True Crime, which airs Thursdays on Investigation Discovery. Mike Gilbert, what was going through your mind as you were shooting this at the behest of O.J. Simpson?
You know, at first, Jane, it didn't seem that odd because I'd seen O.J. do these things before where he would stage events and make the money. But when we continued to do it and he was faking the emotion, I thought, why do you have to fake emotion of losing a home that you've lived in for, what, over 20 years that meant so much to you? So it was kind of surprising that the emotion wasn't real.
Why'd you go along with it?
I was his agent. He asked me to do it, and so I filmed it. I never sold it. We never used it.
Now, the O.J. murder trial was known as the trial of the 20th century, and the verdict, of course, was jaw-dropping.
In the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being.
Now, you see the suit that O.J. Simpson is wearing? That suit became infamous and the subject of a heated legal dispute between O.J.'s agent, who we have on tonight, and the father of Ron Goldman, Fred Goldman. All right? That's because Ron's family won a $33 million judgment against O.J. in a wrongful death lawsuit and is still trying to collect the money. Now, Mike, how did you resolve all this, and where is this suit headed?
We're going to donate it to a museum, which, in fact, your other guest, Aphrodite Jones, brought that up as a possibility about a year ago when we taped her show. And I thought it was a good idea then, and the only reason I really fought for the suit, Jane, was it was given to me by O.J. the day after the criminal verdict, and it was part of American history. But I think donating it to a museum in Washington, D.C. is a place for it to be where people can actually see it and maybe learn from the exhibit that they're going to display there.
When did you turn on O.J.? In other words, you were a supporter of his even when other people had abandoned him. Why did you decide, I'm no longer a supporter?
You know, it was a long process. Once he moved to Florida and I stepped back and I started looking at the person I used to be and who I had become, and it was, I guess I started seeing O.J. for what he was. And as long as O.J. survived, that's all that was important to him. He didn't care about anyone other than himself. And the way he treated his youngest daughter, the few times that I was in Florida, was pretty surprising.
It was surprising to you? I mean, even after all the 911 calls and everything?
Well, he was just incredulous. He would tell me that he can't wait until she got out of the house, that she was like her mother and opinionated and mouthy, and that's just shocking.
He would say that his daughter...
For him to say that to his daughter.
his daughter, who Nicole had, was like his mother, and he said that as an insult?
Yes.
We're talking about Sydney.
Yes.
Aphrodite Jones, what did you learn about O.J. Simpson that you didn't know from your amazing investigation into his life?
You know, Jane, you and I have been in the crime business for many, many years, and meeting O.J. Simpson when I was in the courtroom in Las Vegas and looking at a man who believed he had gotten past the system and was going to walk free again, I saw somebody who at the same time was filled with rage, and the anger that he had was oddly directed at Michael Gilbert, your guest today, his agent. And he felt that the items that he went after in that hotel room in Las Vegas, Mike Gilbert had somehow abducted the items and absconded with them. And he was there to try to get even with his agent, Mike Gilbert. This is a man who got away with murder for all intents and purposes, was found civilly guilty, and then later, it wasn't good enough that he got away with murder. He didn't want to pay a dime on it. He wanted to take the items.
Mike, we only have a few seconds. Why didn't you give the suit to Fred? Because he needs the money. He hasn't gotten anything.
That's not true.
Okay.
It's not true that he hasn't gotten anything. And I had no problem giving anything back.
He certainly hasn't gotten $33 million, let's put it that way.
No, he hasn't gotten $33 million, no. But, Jane, what I wanted to do all along with Fred Goldman was get the items back to him that he was entitled to that were moved or hidden from him when they went after the civil judgment. But something that was actually mine, I felt should be mine, not
Mike,
Mr. Goldman's.
I appreciate you taking the time to come on, and I think that I'm really glad that you saw O.J. Simpson for the person he really is. Thank you, fantastic guests. And good luck on your series, Aphrodite.